Alright, this one's for the Soulsborne fans. We're going to talk about The King in Yellow. Go! In 1886, a short story titled An Inhabitant of Carcosa was written by Ambrose Bierce. In it, the first-person narrative follows a man lost in the wilderness. The story uses narrative elements that makes the reader wonder if we're experiencing a dream, until it's revealed that the narrator is actually deceased, and we're in the ruins of the lost city of Carcosa, the city that the narrator used to live in. This story went on to inspire Robert W. Chambers, who wrote an anthology titled The King in Yellow, published by Neely in 1895. The anthology contained 10 short stories, all completely unrelated, but loosely connected by a few motifs. A book that contains the play, The King in Yellow, which is known to drive people mad, a mysterious supernatural entity known as the King in Yellow, an eerie symbol called the Yellow Sign, a character who's in exile either from Carcosa or another fictional setting, horror, psychology, romance, and political themes including conquests and dynasties, the fictional lost city of Carcosa that Bierce originally wrote about, celestial bodies like twin suns, black stars, and strange moons, and the Hades star cluster, aka the Celestial Bull. Nearby is also the Pleiades star cluster, which is visible from the city of Carcosa. The King in Yellow transcended Bierce and Chambers, haunting various tales across Western fiction. H.P. Lovecraft, who went on to utilize The King in Yellow in his own writing, kept the dreamlike, vague elements and literary motifs alive. It was later used in Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, and other high fantasy IPs. Enter Demon Souls, Tower of Latria, a tower of arcane eldritch knowledge outfitted with Lovecraftian mind flayers, and The King in Yellow, a king who was in exile and returned to his kingdom possessed by a demonic saffron robe of a monk. In Miyazaki's iteration of this tale, it's the yellow cloth itself that possesses its unwilling hosts and travels across his works. While Demon Souls and Dark Souls aren't directly connected, the appearance of the King in Yellow is consistent with Chambers and Bierce's motif. Arcane magics, conquests, lost cities like Latria and Ulasil, and powerful arcane entities. Not only is Miyazaki a fan, but his co-writer is as well. Remember that list of authors earlier? George R.R. Martin is in there too, with The King in Yellow and Carcosa being present in A Song of Ice and Fire. Elden Ring gives very subtle nods to the Celestial Bull, the Hades star cluster, Torrent, and the Pleiades star cluster, as Pleiades was the original name of the Stars of Ruin. The giant entities on the stone thrones seem to be tied to some ambiguous form of magic in the lost cities. The artificial black moon was created down there, along with many other heretical magics and artifacts. I want to thank Little Church Lore for the symbolic information about Pleiades and the Pleiades star cluster. Please check out their thread on that in the description box down below. It's one of my favorite repeating motifs across weird fiction and high fantasy, and I hope that you enjoy it too. Always keep an eye out for the King in Yellow. He's super cool. There's also Stephen King's iteration of him, which is the Crimson King in the Dark Tower series. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Bye.